You're being controlled. Right now, while you read these words, while you sit in a room you think is your own, surrounded by objects you think you chose, inside a life you think you built. The control is not a man in a dark room pulling levers. It is much more elegant than that. It is a system so perfect that you have never once questioned it, because questioning it would require stepping outside of it. And you have been taught, since birth, that there is nothing outside. This is the first lie, and it is the most important one you will ever hear. You were not born wanting a career. You were taught to want one. You were not born believing your value is tied to your productivity. You were programmed to believe that. You were not born with a fear of stillness, of silence, of being alone with your own thoughts. That fear was installed by design. Pattern erupt. What if the voice in your head is not yours? Let me show you how the system works. Every morning, you wake up. Before your eyes fully open, your hand reaches for a rectangle of glass and metal. You check messages you did not need to read. You scroll through lives that are not yours. You consume information designed not to inform you, but to keep you consuming. This is not a habit. This is a ritual of submission. You're training your brain. First thing every day, that external input is more important than internal awareness. That the world out there is more real than the world in here. That your attention is not yours to direct, but a resource to be extracted. And you call this starting your day. The second lie is the most seductive. You believe you are free because you have choices. 1,000 cereal brands, 100 streaming services, 50 shades of the same political argument. You confuse variety with liberty. But liberty is not the number of options inside a cage. Liberty is the ability to see the cage. You have been placed in a system that channels your energy into predictable outlets. Work, spend, consume, distract, repeat. And at every step, there is a product designed to soothe the very discomfort that system creates. You're tired from work. Buy this. You're lonely from isolation. Swipe this. You are anxious from the news. Drink this. You are bored from the monotony. Scroll this. The problem and the solution are sold by the same hands. And you have never once looked at the transaction and said, wait. Pattern erupt. You're not a customer. You are the crop. Here is what Napoleon Hill understood that almost no one teaches. The most powerful form of control is not force. It is suggestion so consistent, so omnipresent, so woven into the fabric of normal life that you mistake it for your own thought. Hill called it the hypnotic rhythm of the masses, the daily, hourly repetition of the same ideas. Work hard, buy more, retire, die. Do not ask why. Do not question the premise. Do not sit in silence long enough to hear the voice that whispers, "This is not what I signed up for." That voice is the real you, and has been drowned out by a chorus of conditioned noise. The third lie is the one that keeps you asleep. You believe your problems are personal. Your debt is your fault. Your anxiety is your chemistry. Your unhappiness is your failure to try hard enough. But what if your problems are not yours at all? What if they are the predictable outcomes of a system designed to produce exactly these results? A system that rewards obedience over creativity. A system that confuses activity with progress. A system that has made you afraid of the one thing that could set you free. Doing nothing. Not lazy nothing. Intentional nothing. The kind of nothing where you sit in a room with no screen, no sound, no task, and you simply observe what rises to the surface. What rises is discomfort, restlessness, a deep, unnamed unease. That unease is not a problem to solve. It is a message. And the message is this: you have been running for so long you forgot what you were running from. Stop running. The control operates through fear. Fear of missing out. Fear of being left behind. Fear of not enough. Fear of the wrong opinion. Fear of silence. Fear of yourself. Every advertisement is a fear injection. Every news cycle is a fear refresh. Every social media notification is a tiny spike of cortisol, reminding you that the world is happening without you and you better not look away. You have been conditioned to believe that fear is a signal to react. It is not. Fear is a signal to pause, to investigate, to ask, what is this really about? But you have never been taught to pause. You have been taught to purchase, to consume, to distract, to numb. And the most tragic part? You have been taught to feel guilty for wanting more, for sensing that this cannot be all there is, for feeling in your bones that you were meant for something larger than a paycheck and a screen and a slow descent into forgetting. That guilt is the final lock on the cage. You feel guilty for wanting to wake up, for wanting to break the trance, for wanting to step off the hamster wheel and ask the people running beside you. Have you noticed this wheel is not taking us anywhere? But the moment you ask, you are dangerous. Not to others, to the system. Because the system cannot survive conscious participants. It requires sleepwalkers. Pattern interrupt. They do not fear your anger. They fear your attention. Your attention is the most valuable resource on earth. Not your money, not your labor. Your attention. Because your attention determines what you believe, what you desire, what you fear, what you become. And they have built $1 trillion industry around stealing it, around fragmenting it, around keeping it scattered across a dozen screens, 100 notifications, 1,000 tiny interruptions that leave you feeling busy but never present. You're not busy. You are distracted. There is a difference. The man who cannot sit still for 10 minutes with his own thoughts is not a man of action. He is a man in flight. From what? He does not know. That is how deep the programming runs. Here is the truth you have been waiting for. The control ends the moment you decide to see it. Not fight it, not defeat it. See it. Because the system is not an enemy you can destroy. It is a weather pattern. It will continue. The ads will keep playing. The notifications will keep pinging. The news will keep screaming. The fear will keep circulating. But you do not have to attend every argument you are invited to. You can look at the phone and leave it. You can hear the notification and ignore it. You can feel the fear and breathe through it. You can sit in the silence and discover that nothing attacks you there. The cage is no lock. It never did. The bars are made of your own conditioned responses. And the moment you stop reacting, the bars dissolve. You're not a victim of the system. You are a volunteer, and you have the right to resign. Not by moving to a cabin in the woods. Not by smashing your screens. Not by becoming a monk. By reclaiming the one thing the system cannot replace. Your ability to choose where you place your attention. That is sovereignty, not power over others. Power over yourself. You will still work. You will still spend. You will still scroll sometimes. But you will do it as a conscious act, not a reflex. You will look at the screen and know you are looking. You will reach for the phone and know you are reaching. You will feel the fear and know it is fear, not truth. And in that knowing, you are free. Napoleon Hill wrote about the mastermind, the alignment of conscious minds toward a shared purpose. But the inverse is also true. There is a mastermind of distraction, a silent agreement among the architects of a system to keep your mind fragmented, your will weak, your dreams small. They do not meet in secret rooms. They meet in algorithms, in advertising metrics, in the design of every notification, every infinite scroll, every dopamine hit delivered just when your attention begins to wander. They have studied you more than you have studied yourself. They know your triggers, your insecurities, your rhythms. They have built a machine that learns you better than your own family. And you have handed them the keys. Every time you pick up the phone, every time you watch the ad, every time you consume without questioning. But you can take the keys back, not by deleting your accounts, not by swearing off technology, by remembering something they have tried very hard to make you forget. You are not a machine. You are not a consumer. You are not a data point. You are a consciousness, a spark, a witness behind every thought, every feeling, every urge. And that witness does not scroll, does not fear, does not consume. That witness simply watches. And when the witness wakes up, the trance is broken. You're waking up right now. You feel it, the unease, the sense that something is not right. That voice whispering, this is not all there is. That voice is not crazy. That voice is not depressed. That voice is not broken. That voice is the real you, finally loud enough to be heard over the noise. Do not silence it. Do not reach for the drink, the screen, the distraction. Sit with it. Let's speak. It has been waiting a long time. The control is real, but so is your power to see it. And seeing is the beginning of ending. You are not awake yet, but you are stirring, and stirring is enough for now. Tomorrow, you will stir more. And one day, not long from now, you will open your eyes and realize the cage was never locked. You were just dreaming. Wake up.